JJ McCarthy looked awesome week 1, looked a little bit less awesome in week 2, but let's hop into the film and break down exactly what he looked like. But before we do that, only 2.1% of viewers are subscribed to the channel. If you are not subscribed, please take a second, hit that subscribe button if you want more breakdowns just like this on JJ McCarthy and a bunch of quarterbacks across the NFL. Let's jump into the first play where JJ McCarthy is going to not throw the ball and run on a 3rd down and long. Try to get the first down, stop just short. On our first one, the Vikings are drawing up a post wheel on the front side. So this guy's going to go in motion and he's going to be on a wheel route. It's going to get wide open. The problem is JJ McCarthy is not going to see it because he's going to be too busy reading the safeties. He's going to get stuck reading the safeties for too long. He's reading this guy right here, number 3, and wants to see whether he goes up or if he's going to drop back into a single high, a 2 high to help him determine what kind of defense we're going to be in. If I was coaching JJ McCarthy, I would say always take a look at the deeper safety. So I would rather have him be watching this guy. But Kevin O'Connell, the head coach, offensive play caller for the Minnesota Vikings, knows what he's doing. I'm sure if he's telling JJ McCarthy, read that safety, as we watch his eyes right now, he's going to stare at number 3. If he is telling you read this safety, then go ahead and read that safety, I guess. But Naylor is going to be wide open if we are able to look at what the play is designed to do versus our single high coverage. What this is going to be is we have a man defender here. So this guy right here is in man coverage while the other safety is in a deep single high coverage. So we would have this outside release route open. JJ McCarthy is still going to turn this into a positive gain by running for a couple yards. Not going to pick up the first down on 3rd down. That bomb would have. Here we're going to hand it off. We're going to stretch out to hand it off for some reason. Looks a little funky on this handoff. Don't usually go into running plays, but this one just looks weird live. JJ McCarthy, it looks to me like JJ McCarthy thinks that this is going to be an inside zone run right up the middle, when in reality, if we look at the way it's going to be blocked, it's going to be a stretch or an outside zone to the top of the screen. But when we look at McCarthy, it looks like he is prepared to hand the ball straight off, and then he kind of does this reach that just doesn't look natural and has to reach out to give the ball to 27, our running back. It doesn't hamper the play by any means, but you'd like to see your quarterback knowing what the play call is. Maybe I'm overreacting here. Maybe it is actually supposed to be an outside run and JJ McCarthy decided to do that, but I've watched a lot of JJ McCarthy and I've never seen a weird handoff like that before. Well, on to the next one. That was a split zone run for you running play enthusiasts. On this one, McCarthy hits his back step, throws a nice out route to the top of the screen. Here we have a really great call from head coach Kevin O'Connell. What it's going to be is a deep crossing route from Justin Jefferson. Then we're going to use Thielen and Hockenson to mesh underneath. And then we're going to run our last receiver out here on an out route. And what this is going to do is the man right over here who is matched up with number 1, he's going to have to run through here and he's going to get caught up in the wash with these other routes. And it's going to be pretty much impossible for him to get all the way out here to be able to make a good play on this route. So that's first of all, that's really good. That's one of the best ways that this play can work against man, which just turns out into being pretty much a man under single high. So pretend that was blue. Single high safety, man under. We know we have a one-on-one to the outside, which means JJ McCarthy is going to want to look to this out route, which he does. But more answers that this play gives you. The thing about Kevin O'Connell's offenses is there are always answers. We also have a high-low option. If there's a zone coverage, we can, defender drops back, we can throw it short, or the defender goes short, then we can throw it over his head. That's another option against if this is a zone play. Or also against man, let's say our guy, by some miracle, number 1 still can't get open. We have mesh underneath where the 2 man defenders are probably going to run into each other, and TJ Hockenson is going to get open, or Thielen's going to get open. And what's great about a tight end running it and a wide receiver is Hockenson is going to be open later, so it gives you an opportunity to read, first read, second read, third read, instead of just everyone getting open at the same time. This is a great play call from Kevin O'Connell. And then we're going to, we can just watch it one more time. So we can see Naylor runs under. Both of these routes are going to make it so 33 can't chase him effectively. And then now we have an outbreaking route and we have our defender stuck on the inside. So this is just that's just pitch and catch. That's so easy for us. Unless the only way, if this defender now is gonna anticipate, the only way he can catch this would be if the defender is able to anticipate the out route, and instead of following us, he just cuts it off. But if you see something like that on tape, then you know you're going to fake this and just have your guy keep going, and then you're going to get burnt over the top for touchdown. So that's not going to be a capable answer for a defense. Fourth down or at the end of the game, maybe the defender will try that, but not here in the first quarter. Now the Vikings offense is going to bring out more deep crossers. When you got talented wide receivers, you got to let them go. Deep crossers are awesome against single high. Another very similar play call from the Vikings. This play is going to be ran to the bottom of the screen where we have a go route, and then we're going to have two deep crosses. So Thielen's going to go across on a deep cross, and then we're going to have Jordan Mason run our shallow, and then our deeper cross is going to be run by Justin Jefferson. What this does is, first of all, our go route is going to clear out the zone, and then we are going to have we're going to high-low this defender here. It's not going to be him. It's probably going to be him. We're going to high-low him. He steps up, throw it over his head. He steps back, you throw it short. Simple high-low zone stuff versus man coverage, which this is going to look like. One of these two safeties are going to go drop deep, which is going to leave us to be able to pick either Adam Thielen over here or Justin Jefferson over here. We're going to be able to pick who do we like better, who's more open against man coverage, who has gotten away from their man. Now, let's get rid of that last little writing there at the bottom of the screen. Now, if we slowly play it, we can see both the crossers. And, of course, this safety knows who the bigger problem is, and he can pick one of these to help out on. He can either pick Thielen or Justin Jefferson. And in the play call, in the huddle before, they're saying we're not going to let 18 beat us. So he's going to go hop down to help Jefferson or help defend Jefferson. Our single high safety is going to be here, which means Thielen is going to be our guy open for JJ McCarthy to rocket in a pass here. And bang. Another very similar on the goal line, and we're going to drop the ball. As I kind of drop the ball editing right here. So for some reason, it felt like JJ McCarthy kind of struggled with just handling the ball all night. He's going to drop the ball here. What this play is designed to do is Jordan Mason is going to creep down here. We're supposed to drop back, fake the pitch, and then we want to hit Thielen over here on the slant route. What the pitch is designed to do is we want the whole defense to creep to the pitch, and we want everyone to get eyes, and we want to get a little bit of movement here. And the idea is then Thielen can get wide open under that. So we can see Thielen's man defender right across from him is a little bit on his outside shoulder. So Thielen should have a nice inside release here. He's going to give up the slant route. So we can see the way the defenders handle the fake pitch. So they first, the motion to number one gets everyone's eyes coming back a little bit this way. And then the fake the pitch, everyone's on the goal line. Everyone's stepping up. We're going to be able to get Thielen, be able to sneak Thielen behind it. And right there, we don't drop the ball. This is a touchdown right here. Wide open hole. The play works perfectly. Another great play call from Kevin O'Connell. Going to be praising him all game. The man calls a fantastic offense. JJ McCarthy, it was a little bit too much for him tonight. Then he tries to make something happen. Throwing to Jefferson, never a bad idea. Just doesn't work out on this one. Now a play where it does work out. Here we get a deep bomb to Justin Jefferson right before the end of the first half. Oh, the Vikings are not ready to go to the locker room just yet. This is the second to last play before halftime. We can see we have two high safeties, and when we're against two high safeties, you would imagine you're going to get some flat zones over here. It's not actually what ends up happening, as on the play, this guy's going to get deep as well. So when I draw what I'm about to draw out, it doesn't actually work here. Usually when you get this too high look, you want to hit either a hole shot or a hole shot over here, which is in between the safety and the cornerback. It's not going to be open down here because we're not in cover two to the bottom of the screen, but the biggest hole for cover two is going to be right here in between the middle of the two safeties, which is what Justin Jefferson's route is designed to do. We're going to have our nailer out of the slot. He's going to be running this way. Pretend that's yellow. He's going to be taking away this safety right here, which is going to leave Justin Jefferson open to go behind him and try to run up the middle right into that first circle that I did circle. And what's great about this Jefferson route is he's going to fake like he's bending it back out, and it's going to absolutely fool this cornerback, number 31, and get this wide open. Live, I thought Justin Jefferson was going to take this for a touchdown. It was getting pretty excited. So we can watch Naylor as right here where we are. Naylor has occupied the eyes of this corner right here, or the safety right here, and you can already see this guy starting to go down here. When he sees Jefferson, fake inside, but then Jefferson is going to fake that inside, get out. It's always a fantastic spot to be when the guy who's covering your number one receiver, your all-world wide receiver, has his hips turned away from your guy, and there's only green grass in front of him. Man, hits him. Maybe McCarthy can throw this a little bit deeper. He threw it. He wanted to play it a little safe so he doesn't like bomb it, because the higher you throw it, the farther you throw it, the better chances these guys are going to get to make a play on it. Because McCarthy isn't predicting number 3 to get fooled as badly as he did. So he throws it shorter, or he throws it shallower to ensure that Jefferson catches it. He throws it deep, it's a bomb, but I agree with him when he throws it short. Give Justin Jefferson an opportunity to run with it after. He's going to get tackled, in this area. Still going to get a field goal out of it. Great read from our quarterback, JJ McCarthy. So got a couple good plays, but now we're going to get into some worse ones. This is going to be his second interception thrown on the day. Tries to hit TJ Hawkinson over the middle, and he's just not open. This is, I believe, the second interception thrown on the night by JJ McCarthy. The first thing I want him to recognize before the plays even snapped is that we have a single high safety, which tells us that if they stay single high, when we're going to have single coverage on the outside, so our wide receiver, the out route is a really good option against single high coverage, but JJ McCarthy is not going to see that. Let's break down exactly how this one ends up going. So, ball gets snapped. Our safety, number 31, he's going to move from here to here, confirming that we do have a single high coverage. We can see that we have another third defender over here, and we have a third defender over here. So third. What this is going to do is going to make the read. You got to know that when you have that defender in the deep third, the out route is going to be a great option. We're going to move a little bit farther here, and now here we can see our defender has his we can see our defender has his hips turned away from the sidelines. So when we're going to be able to get right behind him. JJ McCarthy's got to see this. Hopefully he sees it in the future, and that's open for Naylor. That's what's supposed to be the throw. What they have under the play is pretty much a double slants concept. We're going to have Thielen on a slant, and then we're going to have Hawkinson on a slant behind it. The idea here is against man coverage, you would run away from your man. This isn't man coverage, so the second zone fix here is you want whoever the zone defender is, you want him to stay here and go with Thielen. But on this play, they have this defender right here is going to drop out, and he's going to be able to take the inside slant, freeing up this defender to stay and just hang right on the Hawkinson play. And it gets squeezed from the outside too. It's too hairy of a throw for JJ McCarthy. We're going to watch it out here. So there goes Thielen, and I wanted to focus on this player right here. This is who we're hoping is going to be carried with Thielen. So he doesn't carry with Thielen. He sits. And the reason why he sits is because there are two other defenders here and here. They can both help out on, I'm afraid to draw another line anywhere near those two lines, but they're going to help out on the first slant, and then Hawkinson, open for like the first second. If the ball's already released, you could get it done, but JJ McCarthy, you can't throw it to a guy who's standing that still for that long. Intercepted, unfortunate. And the first interception from McCarthy is here. It's going to be on something very similar. Again, single high. This time he tries to throw the out route, and he doesn't get it far enough to the sidelines. Now here's JJ McCarthy's first interception. I'm not exactly sure when this occurred in the game because I did miss it going through it the first time. Going through my Michael Penix Jr. film is when I found this play. So we're going to have single high, and we have another out route. So just like the first interception, we have an out route versus single high, and we're going to throw it. And this time, JJ McCarthy knows that he has this, and he is going to throw it. The problem with this play, we have our out route. The problem is when you're throwing the out route, it has to be all the way out. It has to be all the way out to the sidelines, especially when our defender has his hips turned towards the sidelines. If you remember, the second interception, the defender's hips were turned towards the field, not towards the sidelines, giving us an even more open window to throw this football. So McCarthy, throwing it with solid anticipation, has already got his arm back to throw. A tiny bit, maybe even a tiny bit late, but this can't be here. I'm going to draw it out so it's more visual. This can't be here. When the defender is close to us, it's got to be all the way out to the sideline. So the right read is just a ball placement issue on this one. It's interesting that the second interception is the same thing, and maybe he was thinking about the first interception when he decided not to throw the out route on his second interception. Another turnover from JJ McCarthy. This time he's going to fumble as an unblocked man rushes past our right tackle off the right side. Makes us look a little bit goofy. So we get blasted here. Looks a little bit goofy. The problem is there's a free blitzer off the right side. Let's explain why this guy is coming unblocked. The principles of the offensive line, you want to make sure you are blocking inside out. So we are going to block, he's going to take him. Our right guard is going to take our 3 tech, and then our right tackle, his first responsibility is to confirm that this guy's not blitzing. That's a little bit hard to read. Let me change that to a better color. 1, confirm that linebacker 55 is not blitzing. Then 2, you're going to get out to this defensive end, but most likely you're taking the defensive end unless, like I said, it's a blitz. So the problem for the Vikings offense, that linebacker, when the ball is snapped, he is in man coverage against Aaron Jones, our running back. But when he steps up to the line, we don't take as our right tackle, we don't take our large kick out because we think a blitz is coming. And we know we need to block inside out, which means that our responsibility is the linebacker, not the defensive end. So here we are ready to block him. This is where the right tackle has to understand the linebacker is not your responsibility. He's not coming. We need to block 96, the defensive end. I'm not expecting a great block on him, but you got to get a hand on him at all. We're definitely not going to help out on the defensive tackle. That's not what we're supposed to do. Unfortunately, it's a well-designed and very well executed. The execution is the top part for the Atlanta Falcons on this one. And unfortunately, McCarthy's going to look silly here. You always got to hang on to the football. That's, number one thing, hang on to the ball. But I'll just show it one more time. We got to pay attention. The linebacker is the guy who created this blitz. Like if you're in Madden and you ever want to, like sometimes what I used to like to do when I played is I would hover over the offensive line of scrimmage because I would want to attract an offensive lineman to come block me. And in real life, the same principle can apply. If you're fake like you're coming in, this guy has to be ready for you, and he's not going to be able to kick all the way out to defend this edge rush. So that's what happens there. It's the right tackle's fault, but there's reasons why he blocked this play, the reason why he blocked it. You would love to see Aaron Jones get a little chip, or that's not what a chip looks like. You'd like to see Aaron Jones get a little chip before he goes out into his route, but the Vikings decided they had this blocked up, and when your right tackle makes a mistake, you're going to pay the price. And then on one of the final plays of the game, we're going back to a slot fade, which looks pretty similar to the first play in this video. This time McCarthy identifies the open man. He just doesn't make the throw. We're going to lead our guy too far. Incompletion. Would have loved to see it be a completion. I spent 45 minutes watching Garrett Nussmeier LSU film this morning, and this play is straight out of the playbook of LSU. It's going to be a hitch with a slot fade to the top of the screen versus a single high look. This is a beautiful play call. Also on the bottom of the screen, we're going to have a big corner corner sail route from Justin Jefferson. When we're one-on-one, Justin Jefferson, even a half step is reason enough to throw the football at that guy. We're also going to have TJ Hockenson is going to work his way across the field. But what we are looking for here is we want to high-low this cornerback right here. We want to high-low him, or if we're able to get a one-on-one, 2 in the slot right here, we want to give our guy an opportunity. If he has even a half step on his defender, we want to give him an opportunity because we know this deep safety is not going to be able to play both sides of the field. He's going to have to play one, and when you're playing the Minnesota Vikings, come on. You always cheat to the Justin Jefferson side. That's, football one-on-one. So let's now focus on our slot fade. These two players right here. McCarthy just always want to see, he's going to check the safeties first, so he's not going to be able to watch if he gets a clean release. But so we see ball is snapped, and just as predicted, our safety's creeping towards Justin Jefferson, as he should be, which means we now can get to the other side. Though when we have man-on-man with Jefferson and the safety over the top, we're going to eliminate that from our read. We're going to say, okay, he's covered on this play. And the way this play works out, Jefferson is open enough to throw it, but it's not actually something that should ever be thrown in this situation. We got to get our eyes to the left side of the field, which is what McCarthy does. He sees that slot fade route that I told people to watch. It's open. We have more than half a step. They say if I'm even, I'm leaving. He's already behind the defense. JJ McCarthy goes for the bomb. Unfortunately, misses it high, or misses it long. Throws the ball too far. That's a huge gain if it's completed. Hopefully Justin Jefferson is able to make that play in the future. Okay, so what went wrong with this game? McCarthy only put up 6 yards. The number one problem is first of all, the left side of the offensive line was absolutely terrible. All 4 of their 5 offensive linemen who finished the game got PFF grades in the 40s or the 50s. Looked really bad. They have a rookie left guard, backup left tackle, backup center. That's ugly. The play calling from Kevin O'Connell, the plays are really good. They're just a little bit advanced for where JJ McCarthy currently is in his development. He's a second-year quarterback. I think he's only 22 years old. Very, very young guy. Pretty much didn't even have a rookie year. So the offense was being called a little bit over his head. He's going to develop, and he should be just fine in this offense, but he has some development to do. I would not be surprised if Carson Wentz doesn't take over and do better than JJ McCarthy did, as early as this week. But that's what I got for this video. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and, thanks for watching.